Hello and welcome. Today, I'm starting an entirely new adventure for me. I'm going to try getting into beekeeping. I've kind of always wanted to keep some bees, or at least try it, you know. And, but I never pulled the trigger on it, never really looked into it too much. And then one of my good friends got a hold of me and asked me if I was interested in it. And I was like, yes. And she goes, good, because I bought all the stuff and now I don't want to do it. And I was like, okay. And she's like, do you want it? And I was like, yes. So now I got all the stuff and it's almost time for the bees to be here. And of course, I'm not ready yet. So we got to get these over to where they're going to go. We got to get the platforms built, get these put together. I ordered another box because I want 2 big boxes, but we'll take care of that later. She got all kinds of stuff that we needed. Not that one. She got the big feeders, and to be totally honest, I don't know if I have everything that I'm gonna need or not. I'm pretty sure she didn't know what she was gonna need or not, but we'll get it figured out, get it put together. We'll start taking this by baby steps. All right, I got my boxes over here to my parents. The first thing that I picked up on all the videos that I've watched so far, which isn't enough yet, gotta watch more. But one of the first things is location of your boxes. And I knew that going in because I knew I didn't want them anywhere in the way. Because you can't move them. Well, you can, but you can't. So my first thing was location. Knew I didn't want them in the way. And at my house, I only had one location that might have worked. And that was like in the middle of my wife's horse pasture. And I really didn't feel good about that one. So I came over to my parents, talked to them, and they said I could use this location. It's back out of the way. Nobody should be back here, really. So what we got to do, back here, we got to get some dirt in here, level this off, so these boxes sit level. So that shouldn't take too long. That's pretty close to level already. And then I got to come over here. And I was going to buy some brick for this project, but Dad brought all of this home from the farm down the road that I backed the skid steer into the wall and blew the wall out. So he brought all the good blocks home. So I'm just going to use those. I might clean them up some. Not exactly sure how I'm going to stack them. Might stack them on their smooth edge, then I won't have to worry about cleaning them up. But first, we got to get the wood done. Or not, yeah. But first, we got to get the dirt work done, and then we'll go get the blocks. Got the boxes up. Well, now that I turn the camera on, this one looks a little crooked, but that dirt gets that dirt gets soft, it'll probably settle down a little bit, so that'll be fine. But after I got them all put together and stepped back, I realized that this was a Hoover hive, and that's a bee castle. And the bee castle is the one with the half a box, or whatever those things are called. And I ordered a Hoover big box, so I guess the color will be different. I've just measured it, the sizes are the same, so that'll be fine. So now I got to figure out the internals, figure out placement of stuff inside, make sure I'm doing that right so my bees aren't running away. I do need to get another ratchet strap for that one. This one over here has got the ratchet strap on it, that works really good. Picked that up from a video. Not 100% sure I'll stick with the ratchet straps. I might find something else. Maybe something like a bungee cord or something. Other than that, it'll get eaten up in the sun. Probably no faster than the ratchet strap though, so yeah, 50-50 I guess. Alright, I guess I'll update again when there's more to update. Alrighty, so it's been probably 3 weeks since I set up my boxes. And still waiting on the Nooks. No call yet. I figure probably next week I'll get a call on that. The weather should be better. So, in the meantime, I just got a message from the lady that hooked me up with the boxes, and her neighbor has a swarm. So, I figured out a kind of a way to maybe capture them, and considering that this will be my first interaction with bees, it'll probably go terribly, but hey, we're gonna give it a shot. I don't know if I'm going to film anything. I'll ask her when I get there. We'll see how it goes. Alrighty, update time. I got the bees on Tuesday, and I just left them over there because, well, I figured they'd be okay there. It was going to rain Wednesday. I was hoping they would stay in their box. I had the piece of plywood on top of them so everybody would stay dry. It was bigger than the box, so it should be fine. I figured at worst they'd crawl out and get underneath of it, and they wouldn't want to get wet. But I didn't have any food for them, and I think that was my biggest mistake. So apparently they decided to leave in the rain, and I got a hold of the lady and told her I was coming back over, and she told me that they were out all day long, and she was pretty sure they were all dead. Well, I got over there, and they weren't dead. They were just super cold and wet. So I picked up all of the bees I could find, put them back in the box, got them bagged up, and brought them back over here. And I got them back on the box that night. It was cold. It wasn't raining anymore, but it was still super cold. So they were super sleepy, and they didn't really want to move too good. But we got them off. We got them in the box, and I'm still not 100% sure I got the queen. I'm guessing I probably didn't. But that was Wednesday. Thursday, they were doing beehive things. They were flying in and out. Wednesday night I had sugar water in there and pollen patties. So I was hoping that would help them out, get them started. And that was Thursday. Well, Thursday they were doing beehive things. Friday it was cold and wet again. Saturday cold and wet. So now it's Sunday and it's nice again. It's still early. They're in the shade, so they're not getting warmed up quite yet. I'm not 100% sure how things are going because I got one there and one there, and that one's dead. But I don't see anybody in the hole. But today's goal is to get this top box off, get everybody moved out of that, everybody down in here, and if I need to add more sugar water, add more sugar water. But yeah, I mean, I guess and I need to find the queen. So I guess the biggest things to do today, get rid of that box, add food, see if I can find a queen. I really hope I got her. I don't know. They were all over there. They were all out of the box, on the ground, cold, wet. I probably didn't get her, but it is what it is. It's all about learning, right? All right, I'm gonna get set up and get this top box off. Well, alrighty then. I turned around, grabbed my tripod, went to set it up, and I didn't think that bee that was sitting up here on the letters looked very good. And now it's laying down there, so apparently that one's not doing too hot. Hopefully the rest of the bees that I got are still doing okay. Get it opened up, take a look. getting picked up to leave here. And this little guy starts twitching. Maybe he's not done for. Maybe he's just super cold. I don't know. Learning as I go. Alright, so it's been a few weeks. I figured it's probably time for a bit of an update. The bees that I tried to collect in that swarm, the last I checked, which was about 2 weeks ago, which was with you guys, they were still out doing bee things, so it is what it is. I think I'm going to try to check on them maybe later today. I don't know. Kind of in that process now, so I might as well just go do it. But since then, I've got a call about getting bees out of a house, which I told the lady not what I do, at least yet. Probably never, but we'll see. But she got a hold of me. I asked about setting up a trap. Hopefully I could catch a swarm out of it, because she said that they had doubled like real recently within like a day of getting a hold of me. And so I was gonna build a trap and try to get that over there before they swarmed, because she sent me a picture and there were bees all over the side of the house. So I figured they had just hatched a big swarm and I was gonna try getting a trap over there so I could get them trapped. And of course, the day I built the trap is the day they swarmed and I couldn't get over there. So I missed out on that one. It is what it is. The longer this goes on, the more I'm finding out there are bees everywhere. So then a lady at work got a hold of me, and she said that she thinks a swarm just moved into her shed. And so I've been over there the last, I don't know, I went over 2 nights ago and set up my trap, my swarm box, and with just some light hopes of them actually wanting to not live in her shed. That didn't work, so without ripping her shed apart, I figured maybe stick some mothballs in there. If they hate the smell of that, maybe they'll move out, and maybe they'll move into my swarm box. And if not, well, at least they're not in her shed anymore. So I did that this morning. We'll see how that goes in a day or two. The weather today is supposed to be really good. Tomorrow, rain all weekend, as it has been for the last like 20 weeks. Not 20, but many weekends, probably in the teens. But so that's what we got going on over there. And then last night I got a call that this tree, they were trying to move it because it broke off in a storm. See, right, behind that branch right there, the stump, it all broke off there. So they were trying to get rid of this tree, get it cleaned up out of this field before it fell on the road, which would even be worse. But they got swarmed by bees, so they were asking me about setting one of my hives up or what they were gonna do. But I told them they weren't gonna move in without the queen, but it is what it is. They brought the hive over. They didn't move into it. But I've been sitting here watching them to see what they're doing, where they're living at, seeing if they're gonna be an easy access or not. They're not. Let's go take a look. Alright, so there's the stump. And I thought maybe right there was the hive, but it's not. It's just bark and stuff. The hive is apparently in that tree limb, or what used to be a tree limb. So what I'm leaning towards right now, because this tree limb is hollow and they're not using it, I'm guessing there is a blockage. I'm guessing there is a blockage in here somewhere. So I think what I might do is come in tonight, and they're also not using any of these other ones. Well, I guess that'd be bottom of the tree, but they're not using this knot. So what I'm leaning towards maybe tonight is come in, put a bag over top of this, duct tape it on, and then take a chainsaw and cut it maybe here and up here. Hopefully that will not be a problem. Maybe I'll stick a board or something on it to keep the water out of it, because this is probably hollow, probably up into there if I were to guess. But like I was saying, put a bag on it, cut it, and I'll come in and grab it with a skid steer, and then I'll take it up the road. Unfortunately, it doesn't have to go 3 miles or 3 feet, but I don't really have any options. I mean, I haven't got into it yet. I don't know. I should go put my bee suit on so I don't get stung trying to look in it, but probably do that before I make my final decision. Let's go get suited up. We'll stick my phone in there and see how it looks. You guys can see what I see. Suited up, let's take a look. Oh my, look at them all in there. That is definitely a lot of little faces looking back at you. So, I don't know. I guess we're gonna talk it over with Dad and see what kind of adventures we want to get into with that. And then, I guess we'll go. And then I guess we'll go and look at the swarm that I tried to collect 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. See what they're up to. You know, the more I think about it, I could just cut that log off and stick that chunk back up in the corner there. And the bees can stay right there. I won't have to move them. Just set up a little spot for them. Maybe I'll set up a swarm trap in case they decide they don't like the change in location. But that way if they decide to leave, I can maybe snag them. There's an idea. Keep kicking it around and see how it turns out. Let's go check out the other hive. This is the box I put that swarm, or what was left of it, in. So let's check it out. Just walked up here and the only thing I'm seeing is earwigs. Unfortunately, I forgot my tripod, so I'll just have to get it opened up and show you guys what I see after that. All right, as expected, they didn't work out. I took this off. I had 2 sitting on here, and I can hear 1 in here, but this thing is just full of big black ants, and there's 2 right there. So I'm just gonna take this apart, get all the ants out of it. The ants are probably there mostly because I had this sugar box and pollen sitting on it. I had that in hopes that it would help the bees get started, but it doesn't look like they've done literally anything. So we're just gonna open it up, clean everything out, get all the ants out of here, and the bees that are still here, well, they can do whatever they want and figure it out themselves. Oh, that is a lot of ants. Get out of here. Well, I just got done cleaning that box out from all the ants, and I was going to clean this sugar tube out, and everybody's just kind of hanging out in here. So I think I'm just going to set this right here on top of the box. Right here on top of the box. And we'll let everybody work their way out and figure out what they're doing. I dumped this other one out. All the dead ones are hanging out in this one. But there's a lot of bees in that one. I never expected to see that many bees in here. So apparently they were just being lazy and eating all the sugar instead of leaving the box and doing their job. But now they'll have to actually leave the box and do their job. All right, well, I got the rest of the sugar box cleaned up, and I moved this down here because it tried to blow off the top. So got a little stick here, put it beside the entrance. Everybody's still hanging out in there, eating the sugar off of themselves or the tube or whatever the heck they're doing. I'm gonna be around here for the rest of the day, so we'll keep an eye on them and see if they decide to move back in. I think I'm gonna run down the road and try to get that sorted out. All right, back down here at the tree. I brought the shovel down because I was thinking about maybe putting it over there. I figured I'd have to make a flat spot, but right here would work out perfect. It's all flat right there, out of the way. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing next, get this box out of here, go grab my chainsaw, we'll get this limb cut off, get this log cut out of here, get everything drug out of here. And then I think for right now, what I'm thinking is cut it right here. That'll leave plenty of space here. Might cut it down farther depending on what I find in there once that's cut. But then I'll probably come down here and cut it here. And then when we get this all out of the way, we'll just take the skid steer, probably, because this will probably be too heavy to move by hand, and then just scoot it over here, stand it up. That way it's like it was on the tree. At least that's the plan for now. I mean, it's only changed, what, 3 times in the last hour. Get started and see where we end up. We got it kind of did. Managed to not think about it and set it up upside down, but I think it'll be fine. And that'll be the problem point right there, because the water might run, where's my finger? Water might run down it and cause a little bit of an issue right there, but I think they'll be fine. There's enough surface area in there, they'll be able to figure it out. The comb stopped about right there, but it was hollow right down to literally where I cut. So I thought about maybe fishing that comb out, but instead of causing bigger issues and not really being able to move the box too much anyways, I just stuck the box on top. Hopefully, because everything's upside down, maybe they'll move up in. I was just gonna set the box there with the lid, but we ended up putting the separator on there because with just the box on it, each of the corners was open. So to seal it up a little bit better, I just put the divider on there. That took care of all 4 corners, and there's a hole in the middle of that, so that should take care of that. So with any luck, they'll start moving up, and maybe they'll move into the box and we'll be able to do something with them this year. I do need to figure out where I'm gonna put some screws in here. That way I can anchor this box on, because you can see right here, it's already started to slide off some. I put a stick here to keep it up there some. But we'll get it anchored on there. That way if we get any sort of high winds or anything, it'll stay there. Or maybe it gets too hot and the wax just gets a little bit too slippery and slips off. We'll just take care of all those issues with a strap or maybe some string. And we're back from what turned into a very long lunch break. We're gonna get this anchored down. But first I want to level this box out. So I'm gonna come down here and stick some sticks under it. Try to get this tip forward some. I just don't want any rain getting up here and running back down and down into the logs. So if I can prevent some of that, I think I'll be better off. I think some more bees showed up because they're much louder than they were before I left. So they might get a little bit more angry now that I'm gonna be moving them around again, but hopefully it won't be too bad. I think I might take this top box off and show you guys what's going on inside. I'm kind of curious if they're up inside of it yet or not, but we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, come over here, got everything taken off. I don't think they were up in the box yet. I did see one climb out when I opened it, but they're all just sitting on that little slot. But you can see in here, this is all bees. You got a little comb there. The entrance would be down there. It goes over here. Let's get this back on. This isn't going to work the way I thought it was going to, because it's still going to have an open gap here. Alright, you can see under here. If you can get the right angle, you can see clear to the other side. See him walking around in the middle there. So, it's not perfect, but maybe that'll give him a little bit of encouragement to climb up in my box and just leave the tree stump alone. Well, we got to tie it on there. That should work. And probably till a bear knocks it over. Let's hope they leave it alone. I don't know. There's definitely bear around, but I don't know how many and how often they come through. So we're just gonna stick with the hopes that they leave it alone and that can stay there a while. I think we're gonna call that the end of this video. I got the bees at my parents' house from that first swarm. We'll check in on the next video and see how they're doing. I got the bee trap over at a friend's house. We'll see how that goes, maybe. Not super confident in that one working out. And then we have this one. So hopefully in the next video, we'll have those three figured out, and maybe we'll get into some trouble and start a couple more adventures. See how it goes. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.